I very oftentimes think back to when it comes to time management when I was first getting started. And I'd be on the phone with, a potential prospect or DMing back and forth with a potential prospect to try and set an initial discovery meeting with my marketing agency. And they would basically, it would come down to the point of like, hey, I'm interested, like, let's have a chat. When are you available? And I honestly dreaded when they would ask me that question, because I would open my computer and I would look at a wide open Google Calendar with nothing on it. And honestly, when I was more naive at the beginning in particular, I would just hit them back and be like, any day, anytime works for me. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, I ain't got shit on my calendar. Obviously, I didn't say that, and I think a lot of times it bred in these individuals and these people that I was speaking with and trying to get time from or trying to do business with, it kind of bred a level of, or a lack thereof, of respect for my time. And rightfully so. I mean, if somebody doesn't really have anything seemingly important going on in their professional life or on their calendar, then how valuable really is their time? I mean, scarcity is what gives things value. So if I had all the time in the world, a lot of times they were just like, well, this kid must be just starting out, which in a lot of those cases I was. And so one of the things that I actually put into practice for myself that really established a certain level of, number one, confidence in myself and in scheduling things with potential prospects, with potential podcast guests, etc., was I started blocking out on my Google Calendar the tasks that I needed to do for my business that were what I would consider needle moving activities, which for the mass majority of you that are in business, that means some realm of sales or branding, marketing, etc. Like, you should either be making an avid effort to draw in new customers, get in contact with new customers, new potential clients, or getting attention from the marketplace around you as an individual, your personal brand, and what it is that you do. And so, okay, well, those were tasks that I was doing. Like, I was creating content. I was doing all sorts of things to garner attention. I was doing, cold outreach, a certain amount of cold outreach every single day. All these different tasks, but I wasn't putting them on my calendar. They were just like, I had metrics for the day I wanted to hit, and I would hit them. So what I started doing was I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to start taking myself seriously so that I can start commanding respect of other people. And as I began to value my time more, other people, as a byproduct of that, began to value my time more. And so I would put those things on my calendar. I would be like, okay, from, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., I'm going to do all of my cold outreach for the day. And from 11 a.m. up until 1 p.m., I'm going to create my content for the entire week every single Monday. And I would structure out my days like this. And then I would have those same conversations with people that were, interested in potentially meeting with me, interested in talking about the opportunity to work together, in jumping on a discovery call, in coming on my podcast, collaborating with content, etc., etc. And they would come to me with that same question that used to leave me kind of just like dumbfounded, like, fuck, I need to sound important here, but my entire calendar is right in front of me on a screen and it's empty. And they would be like, hey, well, sounds good. I'm interested. When's a good time for us to chat? And I'd be able to go, okay, look at my calendar, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm available at 2 p.m. on either Wednesday or Friday of this week. They come back to me with either one of those works for me, and we lock it into place as soon as humanly possible, or they would come at me and say, hey, that doesn't work for me, and I'd look for the next nearest opportunity to execute that task or to schedule it in. And that leads into kind of like the second real concept that I want to, drive home to you all as well is don't delay these things. In particular when you're just starting out. And I would argue now that I'm over 6 years in business for myself. I now have multiple businesses, the Underground Kings Club, I have the Underground Kings podcast, I have Blades Marketing, my social media marketing company, I have my personal brand, the stuff I do here on YouTube. I have a lot going on, been at it for over 6 years now, and I'm only 26 years old. And I still to this day ensure that when an opportunity arises to take action on a needle moving activity for one of my brands or one of my companies, I book it in as soon as I possibly can in an available time parameter that fits the needs of the task on my schedule. Period. Because I prioritize speed and the building of momentum, because I know how much power speed and momentum have when it comes to building businesses and starting to build up that compounding interest of marginal gains. Okay, anyone that's read the book Atomic Habits probably knows what I'm getting at with when I say marginal gains. But I digress. Get it on the calendar as soon as humanly possible, and then what you're going to be doing is building the principal and foundational blocks that will enable you to master the skill of time management. And for any of you that are in business, managing your own time is a whole different animal to try and navigate, and requires a lot more purpose and discipline and systems and processes. And for any of you who have watched some of my older videos, I'm not a big systems and processes guy. I'm a out of the trenches, charge in, full tilt, redlining this motherfucker and just going until something breaks, okay? But regardless, that's how you start building those skill sets that are going to enable you to work with the time that you are given in life in order to attain the things that are important to you and in line with your purpose in life, to achieve your goals, both short-term, intermediate term, and long-term. And I think, honestly, outside of the business world as well, just being a man alone requires that you hone your ability to manage your time and to ensure that you are positioning yourself in life for others to respect your time as well. I think that any man on this earth strives to some extent for respect, some level of status, power, and freedom. And if you want to achieve those things, time management is going to play a massive, pivotal role in your ability to attain those things in life, like it or not. And so get those things on your calendar as soon as humanly possible, and then watch, especially once you kind of become more seasoned in whatever business field you're operating in or whatever industry you're in, and you'll realize that all of a sudden you don't even have to start filling out the calendar with all like the cold outreach content stuff. Like, yeah, I still have some of that stuff on my calendar, but now I genuinely face the problem in certain scenarios where I just simply can't schedule people in with 2-3 days, sometimes even a week's notice. Like some of my podcast guests, I have to schedule them out sometimes a week, 2 weeks, even 3 weeks in advance in order to allocate the amount of time that it's going to take to execute that activity at the standard and the quality that I want to execute it at in order to move the needle within that business or that realm of my life. And so you really, like, eventually you should reach a point where you don't even have to really create these blocks on your schedule necessarily, because you're just gonna fucking have less time. Like, it's part of the game. It's what's gonna happen as you progress and start to experience a certain level of success in business. It's just gonna happen. And then it becomes even easier. And if you've set yourself up right, people will respect your time. That's all I have to say on this matter. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys are having a great day. Keep going out there, keep pushing, keep driving to be all that you can be and to become the man worthy of that which you want in life. hone your craft, continue to master the skill sets that are in line with what it is that your purpose in life calls you to do. Stay honorable, and God bless, gentlemen. I will catch you all in the next video.